So I am doing the ultimate free relationship guide here. I realize that this title might be a little bit misleading. I am not talking about real relationships where I am giving you a guide for free. No, this is about Free the anime. So if you don't care about that, then you don't need to watch this. But this is me talking about all of the correct interpretations of the free relationships. So we are starting with a glossary, just in case anybody forgets any names or doesn't remember who is related to who or why. So we have our core four, which is Rei, Nagisa, Makoto, and Haru. Rin and Go are siblings, and they are from Go this way. These are the characters that we see mostly in season one. Sosuke is introduced in season two. Um, we have Kisumi, Hiyori, Miho, Sasabe, Natsuya, Ikuya, and Albert. Natsuya and Ikuya are brothers. We have Seijiro, Momotaro, and Isusuyu, who are all siblings. Azuma, Asahi now, Mitori, and Mikhail. These are all of the characters that I will be referencing here. Okay, so first and foremost, this is an informative presentation where I will present my findings in various statistical ways. I will start by breaking down season by season because I think that is the easiest way to digest this information, especially since most of my friends have no idea what I'm talking about. I have not watched Free in over a year. That was over a year when I wrote this. It's been longer. So some of the relationships may be a little bit fuzzy along the side characters, but just among the side characters. The big guys, I got, don't worry. But my presentation will be comprehensive nonetheless. The plot of the show isn't necessarily important here, so if you don't know it, you're fine. But I will be showing two pictures of two characters. If there is a green line that connects them, that means that it is a mutual crush and or relationship. If you see this blue and red line that connects two characters' pictures, then that means it is a one-sided crush. The person who the blue line is connected to is the one with the crush, while the red line points to the person who does not feel the same way. Okay, so we have one-sided crushes, mutual crushes, situationships, and full-on relationships that all happen in the show. And navigating all of these is very complicated. We also have exes and some relationship dynamics that are a secret third thing. So unfortunately, even though my charts will tell you the simple question of is the crush requited, it doesn't say much about how long the relationship lasts. Is it a defined relationship, or is it a secret third thing? So let me get into the nitty-gritty a little bit further to differentiate what is going on here. I will also be splitting these up into straight and gay, just to kind of make things easier to understand. So season one, we have the coach and the teacher. He likes her, she doesn't like him, classic. And then Seijiro likes Go, she does not feel the same way. Also, side note, he is voiced by Nanami Kento, so funny. Anyway, Rei and Nagisa have crushes on each other. That's all great. Nitori has a crush on Rin that is unrequited. Rei has a crush on Haru that is unrequited. Rin and Haru have crushes on each other. And yes, my hottest take, Makoto has a crush on Haru that is unrequited. Fight me, I don't care. Haru does not like him back. This is the most straightforward of the game complex. This visual is pretty easy to understand. It's not super difficult. This is the basis of the web going forward. There's only one change in relationship dynamics between this core group that happens later on, and it's really minor. These relationship dynamics are the core of Free. Makoto's one-sided crush, yes, it is one-sided, on Haru is a staple of the show. It is constant to Makoto's detriment, as it prevents him from finding real, meaningful relationships later on. Nitori also has a one-sided crush on Rin that is a staple of the show, also preventing him from moving on, and he does not have a shot in hell with Rin. Now we have Rin and Haru. I adore their arc this season. It really is rivals to lovers, peak fiction. They're obsessed with each other. They only think about each other. They only swim for each other. They learn to mutually love each other, and the season ends with them getting into a relationship. I need to point out real quick that this show is not explicitly gay. There is nothing in this show that is, they do not cross the line into being BL or yaoi. This show queer baits like fucking hell. It's really the most gay that I have ever seen a show be without actually being explicitly gay. So when I say all this, know that it is me reading between the lines. It's not overt, but I'm also right. This does not mean that I am any less right. I am right. Just know this isn't overt if you haven't watched the show. Which makes all this even crazier because look at this fucking shit. Like, what is going on here? Like, they're sitting on each other, they're sharing a bed, they're like looking in each other's eyes. Like, Rin is sucking on Haru's neck here. Like, what the fuck? This is, uh, this is a drama CD where Rin is a vampire. And he's sucking on. Yeah, I know. I know. So, all this I just need to prove how gay this is without it ever explicitly being gay. Okay. So we get into season 2 with the Strays. And then both brothers have a crush on Go, unrequited. The coach continues to have a crush on the teacher. That does not go anywhere. Okay, this is when we start to get a little bit more complicated here. Rei and Nagisa continue to have a crush on each other. Nitori has a one-sided crush on Rin. That continues. Rin and Sosuke have a mutual crush on each other. Rin and Haru continue to have their mutual thing going on. And then Makoto's one-sided crush on Haru continues. And then Kisumi has a crush on Makoto that does not go anywhere. Yeah, so this is worse than season 1, but not the most complicated ever. Makoto and Nitori's one-sided crushes are still going strong here. RIP, little guys. However, Makoto gets someone to actually have a crush on him. Too bad he is terminally hung up on Haru to do anything about it. Sorry, Kisumi, you would have been a nice boyfriend for Makoto. Rei and Nagisa are happy together. Nothing to report there. Okay, so the real complicated thing that is going on is between Haru, Rin, and Sosuke. The season starts with Haru and Rin happily together. However, Sosuke, who is Rin's childhood friend, transfers to Rin's school. Rin goes to a different school than Haru. And now, because Rin and Haru don't really see each other that frequently, oh my god, Haru is going through an existential crisis. Rin and Sosuke strike up a mutual flirtation. I would say that Haru and Rin are on a mutual break at this time because of Haru's crisis. So I wouldn't really call it cheating on Rin's part, but I will call Sosuke a homewrecker. However, when Haru's crisis gets so bad that he freaks out during a race, Makoto calls Rin to come help Haru out, and Rin takes Haru to Australia to help clear his mind, where they share one bed. I'm not fucking joking. And Haru meets Rin's host family, and they rekindle their relationship that never really had any bad blood between the two of them in the first place. I think that Rin really understands Haru, and which is how he knows that he needs a break when he needs it, and then he goes right back when he needs him. Okay, so we're now on season 3. Just a warning, I don't go into the movies here. I haven't seen the movies, so this is the extent of it. So all 3 siblings have a crush on Go, and she likes her back. Lesbians, go lesbians. And then the coach continues to have a crush on the teacher. That does not go anywhere. Okay, so I know that this is really complicated. This is when shit hits the fan with in terms of the gay relationships going on here. So I have my normal chart here that shows the red and blue lines that, connect to people to show if the crush is requited or not with the typical system. However, I realize that this is incredibly difficult to read. So I also have this over here, which simplifies it a little bit. The green really just means like mutual crush, and then the blue means one-sided crush. I'm not dictating who has a crush on who here, just that there was something going on. And then this is the full complete map, but again, I know this is hard to understand. So everyone except for Reagan and Nagisa have graduated high school by this point, which means that they're grown-ups. They're out in the world and they're experiencing dating like college kids. Rei and Nagisa are still happy and together. Nitori is with Makoto, still in pining hell for Rin and Haru, respectively. Rin and Haru's relationship is by far the most complicated. They seem to have the agreement that since Haru is in Japan and Rin is in Australia, that they will keep in touch, but when they are in separate countries, they can see other people. However, once they are in the same country, any and all side hoes must be dropped for the primary boyfriend. This seems to work out for both of them, though, because they abide by the conditions and seem happy. Okay, so the 2 guys that are really simple, Mikhail and Azuma here, are Rin and Haru's fucking coaches, who absolutely used to date when they were younger, but time and distance had kept them apart, even if they both still hold a torch for each other. They rekindled their relationship during the season. Makoto has 3 guys crushing on him this season, all of whom are nice and good options for him, but he is still hung up on Haru, even as Haru sleeps with 3 separate people in his weird open relationship with Rin, which means that Makoto's just sad. I think he probably went on like one date with Now and couldn't stop thinking about Haru, so they said that they were better off as friends, and Now is a really good guy, so he agrees. He's stuck in pining hell. I wish he would just confess his feelings to Haru so that he could get rejected and move on, but that is not the case. Haru gets 2 new boyfriends this season while Rin gets 1. However, all relationships I would hesitate to call a real relationship because all 3 have the agreement that this is temporary. Rin is just sleeping with the dude Natsuya because they're both Japanese, and when Natsuya is traveling through Australia, they hook up there. Haru kind of dates Ikuya, but it's mostly so that Ikuya can give it over his childhood crush on Haru and realize that Hiyori is better for him in the long run. Haru doesn't seem upset about this. He's happy to sleep with this guy who he thinks is cool temporarily and is happy to help him realize this part about himself. Haru also gets with Albert, but again, that is because Albert is traveling to Japan for a meet. They sleep together only when Albert is in town. So all these relationships are very temporary. Haru and Rin are separate for a lot of the season, but when they are together, it is clear that they are the most important person to each other. Rin and Sosuke act like exes this season. Rin is more moved on, obviously, than Sosuke. Okay, so here I have a chart of the number of people who have crushes on the same person. This is just the 4 people who have the most. So Rin has 4 people who have a crush on him. I'm not saying if this is required or not. This is just 4 people have a crush on Rin. Haru takes the cake with 5, and Makoto and Go are tied for 3 each. So why did the relationship or situationship end? The number 1 reason is Haru existing. He is quite the cockblock, even though he doesn't intend to be. And the reason number 2 is with just Rin existing. Both of them really take the cake for causing a lot of relationship problems, even though it's pretty unintentional. Tied for reason number 2 is distance. Shit happens, people move, things change. And then the number 3 reason is going back to an ex. Happens in real life, happens in free. And then the reasons tied with 1 reason each is communication skills. Again, very much real life. The one that's a real head scratcher is injury. Yes, Sosuke does end his relationship with Rin because of his injury. Sosuke is just really dumb. So that's what's going on there. Okay, so how many types of relationships did Haru have? We have one-sided crushes, mutual crushes with no date, situationships, and relationships. Haru has 3 situationships and 1 relationship. Both Haru and Rin have a 100% success rate of getting the guy that they like to like them back, so they're both kind of in a league of their own here. And then Rin has 2 situationships and 1 relationship. But I will note that we do not see the entirety of Rin's time in Australia, and I fully believe that he has had more situationships. However, we have no proof, so I can't credit those to him, but just know in my heart that that situationship number is much larger. How many relationship types did Makoto have? Makoto cannot stop losing. Even his situationship is one that I am being extremely generous about. He had 1 one-sided crush, 2 mutual crushes with no date, and then 1 situationship, which again, I'm being generous on. And then how many types of relationships did Sosuke have? Sosuke is truly a capital L loser because all of these are with the same person and he never secures the bag, so that's on him. Okay, thank you for listening. This post was made by the Rin and Haru gang, and I also hate Sosuke gang, so